It's 2007 in the small rough town of Waianae, Hawaii, an area often marked by violence and rampant drug abuse. One drug in particular has gripped the community, crystal meth, or as the locals call it, ice. The devastation caused by this addiction was so severe it became known as the Hawaii ice epidemic. In Waianae, those trapped in this cycle of addiction are referred to as the Waianae chronics, a name given to those caught in an endless downward spiral of substance abuse. Yet, from the heart of this troubled town, a gladiator emerged. Born to parents battling their own demons of addiction, this young man defied the odds. Instead of becoming just another statistic, he became a shining example for the people of Waianae and beyond, a testament that no matter where you start, it's how you finish that defines you. On April the 14th, 2024, this same man will go on to leave the world in shock and awe during an unforgettable night at the T-Mobile Arena, under the bright lights, surrounded by UFC stars and millions of fans watching from home.
Round 5, brought to you by Manscaped's Lawnmower 5.0.
Max delivered a moment that no one saw coming.
Oh my God! BMF title! Oh my goodness!
This is the story of Max Holloway, the man who became the BMF, the blessed man forever.
Max Holloway!
So where we at, Max?
This is the house I grew up in.
This is what Maxie Baby started at?
Yep.
You ever scrapped on this corner? What does street fights happen?
I would fight with all my friends on the road. We'd fight all on this road, right? Drugs is crazy. Yeah. There's like this ice epidemic.
The ice epidemic in Hawaii refers to the widespread crystal meth abuse that began in the 1980s and continues to plague the islands today. But why did it hit Hawaii so hard? The state's isolation, combined with the availability and highly addictive nature of the drug, made crystal meth a devastating problem. The high cost of living and deep economic disparities in certain areas only worsened the crisis, leaving many communities vulnerable, none more so than Max Holloway's hometown, Waianae.
We still have an ice epidemic here, and it's insane, and my mom and actually my dad was one of them. I got a couple of my family members, a couple of my friends' families, and that's the thing that was hard for me.
My mom was a crazy ice user, Thank God she's clean now, but she was. My dad just kind of left, and I didn't ever want to be like that. And
there were nights where my mom would disappear. I remember days would go by, and I knew my mom was doing so. It was crazy.
I was watching some old interviews of you, and you told the story. I think it was to Tyron Woodley when he came to visit you. When you were in 5th grade.
There's this one story. I think I was 5th grade, and you do the say no to drugs. I forget what it is. It was the dog. Dare. Yeah, dare. Yeah, it was dare, right?
You know the Dare Project?
Yes, D-A-R-E,
yeah.
Right.
Founded in 1983, D-A-R-E, also known as DARE, the Drug Abuse Resistance Education Program. It was designed to teach young students about the dangers of drugs and how to navigate challenging personal problems.
So you're learning about drugs, you go home, and what happens?
I remember coming home one time and mom was home.
I go home, I grab this bandana.
I grabbed the handkerchief just to grab it because I thought it was cool,
You want to be a ninja, you remember you put it on your head, or you put it like the cowboys, whatever. Pull this thing off the shelf and freaking crack pipe hits the ground.
And then on the ground it fell as a crack pipe.
I'm putting it together, oh wow, what? At first I was like this, I was figuring, I was like, what is this, whatever. I put it back, put the banana back, put it back. And then 1 year later, 6th grade, is the DARE program. And then I found out, holy shit,
That's what that was?
Yeah, that's a that's a crack pipe. And I was like, what the hell is going on, And
you didn't know at the time, your mom?
I didn't know.
After that, I would notice, my mom would be gone for days, 3 days, gone. A week, gone. 2 days, come back. And I always think during those days, is she alive?
was insane, but then I saw some stuff that you're not supposed to see, you know, like my mom fighting with her siblings and stuff over, like in front of us when we were like kids and showering and stuff. So I always thought, like, what the hell is going on? Like, to me, this is normal. You know what I mean? This is normality for me because I see this, you know what I mean? So I'm not questioning it. And then when you watch these movies and stuff, that's most of the time I watch movies, like, this is fake. There's no way a family can be like this or whatever. So at the end of the day, it's just, you know, it's just things I feel like I had to go through, I had to endure, so I can get my story out later on.
Despite her own battle with addiction and the challenges she faced, Max's mother always put her children first.
But that's one thing I love about my mom. Even when she was going through her stuff, she made sure that we was all right.
Unable to care for them herself at the time, she made sure Max and his siblings were safe by placing them in the care of their grandparents.
You mentioned that, like, she would go away for like 3, 4, 5 days. So who's raising you?
My grandma. So we lived with my grandma and grandpa.
But when she's away for like 4, 5, 6, 7 days, are you asking your brothers or your grandparents, like?
I think so. It was more me and my younger brother. Like, we'd always ask each other, like, what, you know if what, like, is mom coming or whatever, or.
Waianae is a small town, and growing up there, Max didn't have many positive role models to look up to. Yet despite that, he was determined to better himself.
At the end of the day, you know, drugs affect me a lot.
I saw what drugs did to my mom, you know, I know drugs is a key opponent of why my dad wasn't around. I see drugs, what they do to some of my close friends' families.
I was letting it get to me, but I always told myself, there's no way. You know, to myself, I always looked at my grandma and grandpa, what they did. You know, the end goal for me was always to find a better half and have a family. You know, the white picket fence story, all that story, the American dream, if you call it. And it was just because of that.
Seeing that, like, not even now, but even before, I was like, bro, I don't want to go down this train. I don't want to be another person in a stat book somewhere towards bad stuff, you know? Like, if I'm making stats, I want to make them in the most positive way they could possibly be, you know what I mean? Punching someone in the face is not too positive, but it's the legal way. I just wanted to be great in something. I don't know what it was, but in my mind, I just wanted to be. Whatever I think I did, I wanted to be the greatest at it and keep going, you know, and then try and change the generation.
You know, everybody always say, where does drive come from? I was like, I just want to give my son the greatest life he could, you know, like give him the love that I got from my grandma and mom, you know.
But fighting wasn't his first path. Max initially set his sights on becoming great at another sport.
I remember I went to my grandma, I told her, I want to play baseball. When I was going to 9th grade or 8th grade, I was telling her, oh, I want to be a professional baseball player. That's what I want to be. Oh, yeah? How you gonna play baseball? We have no money to send you to college. You need a scholarship. So I started looking in school, like, oh man, that means I gotta get good grades from 9th grade, you know? So we started doing that. So I ended up doing good grades. I ended up graduating cum laude.
Why did you stop playing baseball?
I found fighting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How did you find fighting?
Fast forward 2 years, 10th grade, I meet this guy named Josh Keanu. And this tall, goofy kid. Like, when we was like, he was like 185 pounds. Had this mohawk, this blue mohawk that was like 2 feet tall, 3 feet tall. It was insane. I remember in 9th grade, I saw him and I would be like, and I was like telling myself, like, what the hell is this guy's deal? I remember I was like, I'd probably beat this kid up, which 2 years later, thank the Lord I didn't try him. And then 10th grade came, we started training, we went to training. He gave me the ass whooping of my life. I remember going home and thinking, like, holy shit, thank the Lord I didn't fight him in school. I would have got my ass kicked. So after baseball season, I remember it was a Wednesday. I went with him, trained, did the sparring, everything, did all right, because on Thursday I got asked if I wanted to fight on Saturday, because he was fighting. We come back Thursday, and I show back to training, and then the coach asked me, hey, you want to fight Saturday? I was like, yeah, why not? Oh, for sure, because in my mind, I had to ask my grandma for $35. There's no way, you know what I mean? I'm like, there's no way they're gonna give me $35 to go and watch this fight, yeah? So I'm thinking, I fight, I get it for free, and I can watch my friends fight. Yeah. I didn't even ask my grandma about it anymore. I just had to go to my mom, and my mom is kind of crazy. And then I told my mom, I'm gonna fight, and the only thing that she told me, she was like, so are you gonna win? I was like, I don't know. And she's like, well, you better win if I'm letting you fight. And then ended up, you know, that Thursday, Friday win, Saturday fight. Ended up winning, and I was just hooked, bro. Yeah, I was 16, and K1 was huge. So I was like, oh, I want to be a K1 fighter. And 2 years later, freaking the whole BJ Penn era happened. He was fighting George St. Pierre, and I remember seeing his payment or something online, or something said that he was making 30 or 60K. And I was like, oh, that's a lot of money. Frick this kickboxing stuff, we gotta get into MMA. So decided to MMA, and then the rest is history.
In 2010, at just 19 years old, Max turned pro and had his first fight in X1, a Hawaii-based MMA and kickboxing promotion that had launched in 2004. He wins his debut by decision. He follows it up with an emphatic knockout victory in his second fight against Bryson.
Familiar with either of those sports, except for the fact that you are.
I think I caught him on an overhand, and then I saw him buck a little bit, and then I just heard.
He's come out literally pulled back up and used it to get up, and now they're firing again, striking each other, going at it to down. There, Holloway got him down, fuck it down.
I heard my corner say, he's done, he's done. So I went in for the kill, and sure enough, got the TKO. I don't know what time was, but I finished him in the first TKO.
With only 2 pro wins to his name, Max Holloway was already set to challenge for the X1 championship belt. The critics were loud. How could someone so early in their career be ready for a title shot? His opponent Harris, the reigning champion, was a seasoned veteran, with a wealth of experience and a resume that includes battles with some of the UFC's finest. The odds seemed stacked against Max, but he was ready to prove the doubters wrong.
What do you think about a Harris Sarmiento?
Real tough fighter. I saw him fight a couple times. I got to train with him sometimes too, on occasions when I was younger. But this, I don't know. I don't really think he got any advantage. Maybe he been in there more than me, but I think like I wouldn't be in this fight if me and my trainer Colin McKenzie don't think we was ready.
Nick Diaz, Rob McCullough, Roger Huerta, KJ News, Gilbert Mendez, Josh Thompson, Billy Evangelista. You recognize some of those names, huh?
Yeah, recognize. Yeah, all of those.
You know what those guys all have in common?
They fought Harris?
They fought Harris.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. Does that make you think, I mean, I'm walking into a guy who has been around with some of the best in MMA.
Well, I like to consider myself the best too, so here we walk into one of the best fight.
Max had always had the mentality of a gladiator from an early age, composed and unwavering. When questioned by the interviewer, he didn't even need to explain much. He knew exactly what he was capable of and summed it up with just a few words.
When he's in there, it's just me and him. Like I said, as soon as the cage stops, there's nobody else. It's just gonna be me and him.
Max always had his eyes on the bigger picture, becoming a UFC champion. Every fight was just another step toward that goal.
This kid is not ready for Harris. He only has 2 pro fights. Harris has over 48 fights or something. Just talking crap about me, but like I said, just took all that negative energy and turned it into positive.
Oh, big knee! That hurt Sarmiento! That was a big knee to the jaw as Holloway follows up with an uppercut. Trying to hit him with the elbow. Just giving Sarmiento a chance to just catch his breath. Harris trying to take the 155 world title belt away from Harris Sarmiento, and there is a new champion here in X1, and his name is Little Max Holloway.
Third fight, 19 years old, X1 world champion.
After his full fight, he finally caught the attention of the UFC.
I was telling everybody when I was graduating, I was like, I'm gonna be a UFC champion. My older brother, he graduated, and he came home, and I was graduating high school that day, and I was on his computer playing games, and he was like, well, you graduate, what you gonna do now? I looked at him, I was like, I'll be a UFC fighter, and he did this laugh that I'm not gonna ever forget. It's just ingrained in my brain. He's like, ha, 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 and then he said, yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work for you, so you better go figure it out.
And soon after, everything came together, what would later be known as a pivotal moment in his career. Baby Blessed Day.
You know, and then that was 2009. And then 3 years later, January 4th, I was at the hospital. And my son was, I was waiting on the arrival of my son. At like 10:03 a.m., I got an email from my management that I just got into UFC. I got a UFC contract like that day.
Wow.
And then at like 3:03 p.m., he was born. So I remember exact times. 10:03 a.m. I get my phone. My phone rang and be like, "Hey, check your email." So I go check my email, and it's a UFC contract to fight Poirier for February 4th. First person I call up is my older brother that laughed at me, and he called me up and he said, he's like, is my nephew here? I was like, no. I just want you to be the first one to know that you're talking to a UFC fighter now. Go ahead, you can tell me. I go like, tell you what? And he like, tell me I told you so. I was like, nah, I just wanted to let you know. He's like, I'll call you when my son's here. And I hung up the phone. And then 3:03, my son was there. So January 4th was one of the best days of my life. Wow.
Baby Bless. Rush.
Bless.
He changed your life, didn't he?
He changed my life, man. Mini Bless. Rush. I don't know how I made this, you know, perfect human being, you know. He changed my life in many ways.
Along with the birth of his son Rush, and now officially a UFC fighter, Max's debut was anything but easy. He was set to face Dustin Poirier, who was already ranked 5th in the world, an immense challenge right out of the gate.
In my first fight, it was February 4th. I fought Dustin Poirier. He's top 5 in the world. I didn't know. This is what they called me up, and this is what they said when I got the contract on January 4th. This is what they said. See, short notice fight. I was like for like a month notice, but this is what they told me. They said, you can either fight a stand-up guy or a jiu-jitsu guy. And then I told my agent. I remember telling my agent, I was like, do you know who you're talking to? I don't want to fight a jiu-jitsu guy. I'll fight the stand-up guy.
Despite his experience in the cage, adjusting to the bright lights and intense atmosphere of the UFC was a whole new challenge. It was unlike anything he had faced before.
I remember when I fought Dustin Poirier, the first fight, my UFC event, you know, my first ever UFC event. We go there early, fight it was, but it was so empty. I remember watching this fight, like, oh yeah, they showed a crowd, it's empty. I was like, holy shit, this is like fighting in Hawaii, you know? Like, I remember I had a famous boxer, a famous Hawaiian boxer in my corner. His name was Jesus Salute.
Okay.
Yeah, the Hawaiian Punch, they used to call him. So Jesus Salute is a man, and he was like, he been there. So he's like telling me, Max, when this lights go on, just stay calm, stay calm, stay calm. And I was thinking, yeah, I got this, no worry, no worry. Fucking lights went on. I was like 200 miles per hour, bro. Every seat was filled in Mandalay Bay.
Max Blessed Holloway.
I remember being in there and just thinking like, when Bruce was introducing me, like saying my name, like my knees was weak. I was like, holy fuck. I was like, bro, you can't be fainting, Max. You're on fucking TV. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, what the hell? So a moment got to me, you know, and you know, we ended up getting that fight. And I remember after that fight, I lost. Doing good, doing great on stand-up. He ended up slamming me, taking him out, freaking triangle armbarring me from the top was ridiculous.
Now he's got it. Mounted triangle armbar at the same time. He's gonna break his arm. It is
Triangle armbar, Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
I remember fight week 2, I saw George St. Pierre, I saw Anderson Silva, I saw Jose Aldo, Frankie, like who's who, like all these guys that I wanted to. And I remember being in the back after I lost. And I remember sitting in the back and thinking to myself like, fuck this. Yeah. I was like, why are you acting like this? Why are you acting so starstruck around these guys? Like, you're a UFC fighter, you belong here, fucking act like it.
After a loss at your UFC debut, most people might let it get to them, but not Max. He knew exactly who he was, and in his next fights, he proved it.
I don't like losing. I'm mad that I lost, but kind of happy because I learned more than I think if I won the fight. So I know I gotta get back. I'm gonna be getting back into training camp this week and training like a wild man.
Coming off a loss, you know, especially to a guy like Poirier, you know, ranked number 5 in the world. I think when I fought him, you know, I now get to be on the main card. Against Pat Schilling, a guy not to sleep on. Should be a good fight. It'll be fireworks this Friday.
Max won his next fight by decision and was now set to face his next opponent, Justin Lawrence.
Max Holloway and Justin Lawrence. Here we go. to the body. Oh, he hurt him with that body shot. Him with the body shot. And it's all over. Max Holloway finishes Justin.
Max Holloway victorious tonight over Justin Lawrence. The first fight on the pay-per-view card here at UFC 150. How you feeling about that fight?
Man, I'm feeling good. Just happy I finally got a stoppage, man. I don't got stoppages on my record, so it's happy to have another one.
Thrown by Holloway. And I thought he had hurt him to the body earlier with a knee.
I love you.
I hate the saying, oh, it's got to be fireworks, but people really did expect that from you. So was there a certain amount of pressure coming into this to know you had to kind of deliver that fight?
No pressure at all, you know. I kind of let pressure get to me before, and I didn't perform the way I wanted to perform. So, you know, I just went in there calm and cool, and whatever way the winds takes me, I'm going to go.
Starting to find his groove, Max was looking for fights and was actively ready. He felt like he was finding his rhythm, so he took up a short notice fight against a well-experienced Leonard Garcia. He got the win, but it was somewhat a controversial decision.
I found out 10 days notice, I believe. It was 10 days. I was hoping and praying that I'd get the call to get the fight against Leonard, because that's a name that you can't pass, and I did. So thank you God, thank you Jesus.
Fight! And here's a big right hand from Max Holloway. Brilliant. And this is all Leonard Garcia just attacking.
For the winner by split decision, Max Blessed Holloway.
Max, congratulations on the win. Obviously, the crowd here in Las Vegas, for the most part, it seemed they did not think you won. The stats seem to indicate that it was a bit of a controversial decision. Do you think you won?
Yeah, you know, I believe I won, and finally got to show that finally they don't count it for wrestlers, you know. The striker guy always gives it to the wrestler takes him down the last minute and win the round. I don't believe in that, and I thank God, you know.
Although Max believed the decision in his favor was justified, many UFC fans felt differently. Riding high on his win streak, he decided to take his next fight that same year, but unfortunately, things didn't go as planned.
Max Holloway, blessed. He's taking on Dennis Bermudez this Saturday night at UFC 160 at the MGM Grand Garden and Arena. You're taking on Max Holloway. He's got a little bit of a height and reach advantage on you, but it's definitely safe to say you've got the wrestling advantage.
Fought someone very similar to him in Pablo Garza, so let's rock and roll.
Max lost the fight in what many saw as a controversial decision. Ironically, he had won the first 2 rounds, but the outcome didn't reflect that. Nevertheless, he had to dust himself off and get ready for his next challenge.
I'm a big believer in things happen for a reason, you know. After my first one was Bermudez. When I remember I ran into you and you was leaving. You was going back home to LA or wherever you was going, and I saw you at the elevators, and he was like, "Oh, keep your head up, kid." So I thought you did enough, and I was like, "Yeah, it is what it is." He's like, "Yeah, you be back though, for sure."
It was a tough pill to swallow, but Max knew he had to bounce back and compete again. Unfortunately, his next opponent would be an up-and-coming enigma, none other than Conor McGregor.
When the door shuts, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to go at my opponent, and we're going to exchange.
You fought Conor when you were like, what were you, 20 or 21?
I think I was 21 or 21.
Not much, you know. There's 2 things I really like to do, and that's whoop ass and look good. And I'm doing one of them right now. And Saturday night, I'm going to do the other.
They're talking to each other. I don't know what they're saying.
And I had him in half guard, and he was passing, and I had like his ankle, and right when he had passed, I like hit, and like that's how he hurt his knee in the fight. He hurt his knee, and he screamed, he went, "Ah!"
My knee popped, but fuck it, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
In there, I'm on the bottom holding him. I was like, "Oh, you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, keep fighting, mate."
I just went with what was comfortable, and what was comfortable was get the motherfucker to the ground. You know? I injured my knee midway through the second, and I just can't get it out of my head, but looking back, I should have just pulled my knee from my leg and hit him with it, you know?
Ready. Taking on that man, 21-year-old Max Holloway. And
this was a tough match for Max. Known for his striking ability, he found himself completely outclassed by Conor in every department, both on the feet and on the ground.
And there's McGregor with a high kick.
Round 2, all Conor McGregor to this point of the fight. Back to live action now. Max Holloway is wearing it as we get ready for
Nicely done by Max. Beautiful takedown by McGregor. He's being controlled here totally by Conor McGregor.
With a dominant performance here tonight in Boston against Max Holloway. The Notorious!
And then after that, we fought Conor, and then those 2 fights really meant a lot at that time in my career, because it it just made me like realize like how much I really gotta buckle down.
Back-to-back losses were the wake-up call Max needed. Before that, he wasn't really training to his full potential. In fact, he didn't even have a striking coach.
And then I never had a striking coach for Dustin. Then we went on 4 and then we went on 2. So whatever the 1, 5, 6, 7. My first 7 fights in the UFC.
So what did you do for striking?
You really want to know what I did?
Yeah.
You know the UFC game? I would use Renan Barao and José Aldo, and I would do stuff with them. And bro, there was like some moves I was pushing together. I was like, holy shit, this move is actually working. The game. So my friend at the time, Dustin Kimura, he would kind of hold mitts for me, and I would be like, look, I tried this in the game and it was working. Let's try it. And we did it. I figured it out from freaking UFC. We'd hold mitts. I would hold mitts for him, and hopefully he'd hold mitts for me. You know, like I'll teach him because we didn't have a striking coach. So I was like, oh, look, bro, let's do this. So we named couple Aldo. We named couple, like we had a combination that was called the Renan. So like all secret words. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I used to do this move. It was kind of irritating with Renan in it. It was like a jab and a front kick to the face at the same time. So you jab and I'll jab, front kick you in the face at the same time. Same exact time, you know what I mean? So it's like, that one was pretty good. Aldo one was the regular Aldo, like a body shot to leg kick. So it's fine. Yeah.
What?
Why not? It got me that far.
That is so ridiculous. Wow. So then you realized you had to do something different after the Bermudez loss?
Not the Bermudez loss, and the Conor loss. He was like, yeah, we gotta get this shit going. You know, my coach did, Rylan. Rylan was like, man, I'm gonna pull somebody in. And then he brought in the guy that I work with now, Ivan Flores, joined my camp. Bro, Ivan is a genius.
And he lives on the island as well?
Yeah, he lives on the island. We all in one gym now. We're all together.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it's like super easy now.
That made a giant difference, obviously.
Humongous difference.
A big difference indeed. Max went on a crazy win streak in the UFC. He dominated and dismantled everybody. He sat down Will Chope.
Pace of the fight. This is exactly where he doesn't want to be. A beautiful combination.
Submitted Andre Philly.
Philly's in trouble. Philly's in trouble. And the guillotine again. Trying to crank on it.
KO'd Clay Collard.
Defend himself, and that's it. Another third round.
Not the lights of Coruscant.
Shoots again, goes down again. Again goes down, he's out.
Put the gas on Miller.
Max Blessed Holloway.
Choked out Cobb Swanson.
Trying to get it.
Won against Oliveira.
Oh no.
Walked down Stevens.
Right hands of Max Holloway. Here, see, look at this. Boom! Look at that. And here is the one takedown of the fight. It was executed by Holloway, and a lot of ground and pound by Max Holloway. There's a nice left hook. Really cut Jeremy Stevens clean.
And fisted up Ricardo Lamas.
Like they're gonna swing to the very end. And he wasn't kidding. Wow! It's very rare.
In just 2 years, Max had transformed from a UFC rookie to an unstoppable force. The only thing missing now was championship gold, and he finally earned his shot. His opponent? None other than Anthony Pettis, the very fighter Max had been compared to since the beginning of his journey. This fight would mark the start of a generational shift, a passing of the torch, from old stars to the new.
Title on the line. Holloway wins, he brings the belt home. Pettis wins, he does not. That's due to missing weight.
Notice immediately how Holloway just kind of pushing him off with it. There's a good left hook landed by Holloway.
Round 3. Very confident on his feet.
He's doing a great job of moving, throwing those shots. Another hard shot to the body.
Yep.
Pettis is in trouble. Holloway's cornered on.
Holloway looking to finish it.
It is all over.
Max Holloway finishes Anthony Pettis.
Outstanding. Wow. Just absolutely.
Max had secured the interim title, but everyone knew what was on his mind, what he wanted next.
And him, and now this just might take it to Jose Waldo. Hashtag where's Jose Waldo? Let me know when you guys find him. I'll be waiting.
He called out none other than the legendary José Aldo, the reigning featherweight champion, and widely recognized as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter at the time. Facing Aldo was no easy task. In the eyes of many, he was the greatest of all time. But that's exactly what Max wanted, because in his world, to be the best, you have to beat the best.
When I see this guy, I think of one thing. It's his time, and that's the way he feels. No matter what is going to happen in this fight, I feel he's going to be ready, and he does too. This guy took the long way, fought a lot of tough competition on his 10-fight win streak, and now he looks to be 11, going against the champ.
I mean, listen to this. 15 wins by knockout, 11 first-round finishes, 7 featherweight title defenses. You know, the word legend sometimes gets thrown around too much, but it really applies when you're talking about José Aldo. Jose was like known for great stare downs.
The official weight is 145.
So I was waiting for this moment. This is one of my favorite moments. I look into José's eyes, I saw a killer. I saw a man that I've been watching for 16 years. One of the greatest of all times. I'm fighting. He's my superhero, you know, like, he's my idol. It's kind of crazy, you know? But like they always say, you know, you train till your idols become your rivals.
What can we expect from you tomorrow night?
Pode ter certeza, essa vitória é nossa, meu irmão, e vai ser devastadora, pode ter certeza.
I love that. He said it was gonna be devastating. And I was like, been planning for this since whenever I got the call, my friend. Devastating indeed.
Max Holloway is here to win. He's here to be champion, and he's proven it. He's saying it. His confidence is through the roof.
All right, here we go. Are you ready? You ready? Get on.
You're seeing the style differences, too. Aldo much more set. Oh! Holloway got stunned! There was a definite anxiousness here in Brazil when it came to the fans. They understand the challenge in front of him here at Max Holloway.
The looks can be deceiving.
Some early adversity here for the challenger.
Yeah.
Hard to recall the last time Max Holloway lost a round.
Shut that lead down, though, okay? That lazy job, you bring it straight down after. Goes to right, off to the right side, straight up the hook, okay?
The toughest rounds to beat early.
I slapped it.
Wow. I mean, who does that against José Aldo? Max Holloway does. Third round of a possible 5 here to determine the undisputed UFC featherweight champion.
Holloway's starting to dictate the pace here. Pressure Aldo, and he's starting to get into a rhythm. And once he does, man, it is hard to break it.
Max goes in and out and is making it tough. Max Holloway knocks down José Aldo. The champ in recovery mode here. That'll do it. Max Holloway is the undisputed UFC featherweight champion. Hawaii, stand up.
Aldo stood the man.
A champion display from Max, proving he truly deserved the belt. Yet he still paid respect to the greats who came before him.
Finishing Aldo was insane. Like, to me, like, I knew I could. But this guy is one of the greatest athletes of all time. One of the greatest martial artists of all time. And people don't understand. I've been watching this guy. He's now 16 years old in WC. 16. I was fighting him at 25. What was that, 9 years? 9 years. This guy is at the top of an elite stack division. Like, I've been a champion. I've been telling people I was a champion before I had the belt. That was just for other people to know.
While Max was dominating the featherweight division, another contender was steadily rising through the ranks with his eyes set on the championship belt. His name? Alex Volkanovski. Just 8 days after Max was crowned featherweight champion, Alex Volkanovski secured a decisive victory against Hirota. It was clear their paths would eventually cross, but that would be further down the line. Instead, Max was scheduled to face Frankie Edgar for his first title defense.
The first title defense was supposed to be Frankie to answer Edgar. But Frankie Edgar got injured a couple weeks before the fight.
With Frankie out of the fight, Max needed an opponent to fill in the spot that was vacant.
I told them, whoever you guys think is gonna make me leave a big legacy, send me the contract and signed it. That's my attitude with the UFC.
And there was one opponent that was eager to prove that their previous encounter was just a one-off.
And then, like a true legend, he's always ready to fight. José Aldo, the killer himself, steps in again.
Without hesitation, José Aldo stepped himself up. And once again, Max and Aldo were set to go to war.
UFC 218, Holloway versus Aldo 2.
God damn it, get over here. Tough gloves on the dudes.
Max Holloway, José Aldo.
Right.
Take 2.
And these aren't technical punches he's throwing. He's throwing haymakers. He's missing. Keep trying it out of him.
Yeah.
Holloway, the busier man thus far. Holloway walking forward, arms down. Loads up on that right hand. Aldo able to evade. Holloway with a little taunt there at the end of round one after a big uppercut landed for José Aldo. Round one. So we'll see the extent to which José Aldo is in fact tired here.
There's a
flying knee for good measure.
What a war, what an amazing fight. Everything that you want in a championship fight.
10 minutes in the can, and they got to get working on that right eye of José Aldo.
I mean, it's almost like he's invulnerable. Max Holloway lured him into a slugfest here. And Aldo got tagged hard. Aldo landed on Holloway, and Holloway just walked right through it. This fight's not going to make it out of this round. Look at this. Aldo goes for the takedown.
40 seconds. Not a good spot here, Joe.
Desperately trying to survive. His face is a mask of blood.
Herb Dean getting in there. He might stop this thing soon. That'll do it.
And still the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world.
You might think after stopping Aldo twice and becoming the undisputed champion, Max would ease off the gas. But he did the complete opposite. Instead, he accepted a fight on just 6 days' notice against Khabib at lightweight, seizing the opportunity to become a 2-division champion.
How much notice did they give you for that?
6 days.
6 days.
Yeah.
And what did?
It's on April Fools.
And it was to try to make 155.
5, yeah. Before the weigh-ins to get, you know what I mean? They come in, they checked, they looked at me, and they said, "You don't look good. You can't do it." That's all that happened, and it walked out.
Max's match with Khabib was called off due to the New York Commission. And to this day, I still sit and wonder what could have been.
Oh, it was heartbreaking. But the chance of fighting someone of that stat, and I pride myself on like, you know, fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, any weight class. I just wanted to fight him.
But you can't cry over spilled milk. Max looked ahead and was set to defend his title against Brian Ortega, the #1 contender, as the co-main event at UFC 226. However, once again, he faced unexpected challenges.
How's the weight cut? You know, you drained? I mean, you look a little sleepy.
I'm good, man. I'm good. A little bit tired. They got me doing a bunch of media stuff, but I'll be fine, man.
Good to know. As I say, no offense, but you just look like, you know, you're ready to fall asleep on me there.
Max was showing concussion-like symptoms, leading to the unfortunate cancellation of the match.
Unfortunate news, of course, with the cancellation of the previous co-main event. I'm curious, what can you tell us about Max Holloway at this point? An update on his health and just kind of what's going on with him.
Some people think it's concussion related, and some people think it's weight cutting related. So they haven't really got down to the bottom of what it is.
So what exactly happened?
When you had that situation happen where, you know, they were running a bunch of tests on you, they couldn't figure out what was wrong with you, what do you think was going on?
I just felt out of it. I can tell you exactly what it was. It's something we consumed, you know, and like right now, not that much people know that I left my old management. I'm with new management now. I'm looking to like work on like with lawyers and stuff, and we plan on suing somebody. So there's there's a bunch of stuff that I really can't talk about. I probably shouldn't be talking about it too much, but that's about it. It was something that I consumed, and
like a supplement.
I don't even know if I can tell you.
According to Max, it was something he had consumed which caused his illness during camp. But once it was addressed, he would be back to his best.
One of the great things that I love with the team is that, for me, I'm all about keeping the main thing, and the main thing for me is his fighting.
The fight with Ortega was rescheduled for December 9th, 2018 at UFC 231. After so many cancellations, fans began to wonder if Max would still be the same fighter they'd come to admire. But Max being Max, he would silence the doubters.
He doesn't overswing it either, Joe. He just kind of snaps it out there, pops it right in your face. So crucial for him. See right there?
It's Max. It's Max. He's the best.
Beautiful, Joe. Ortega's hurt. Oh, he's hurt. That's like a 10-punch combo from Max. Eve Levine watching the action closely. Woo! The doctors are going to take a look at Ortega.
That's it.
Max Holloway has retained his UFC featherweight championship.
The undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Max Holloway.
first of all, I gotta thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And second, I just gotta say, is there anyone else? Therefore, let's go!
Now, there was some speculation before this fight. One of the things that Dana White had said was that he thinks you're too big for this weight class.
Hey, Dana White, I tell you what, Dana White, I want to be the number one pound for pound. If this guy's at 55, let's do it.
And I think there's a lot of big money fights for him at 55 and a lot of big things. I would love to see him go to 55.
Having cleared out his division, Holloway aimed to make history by winning belts in 2 weight classes. He would face a familiar opponent.
Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway 2
in Atlanta on April 13th for the lightweight interim title. They fought back in 2012. Poirier submitted Holloway with a triangle armbar.
That arm that I was talking about earlier, yep, he's got it, that's it.
This is trouble.
I've never had the easy road for anything in my life. Fighting my way to the title, I did it the old-fashioned way. Did it punch by punch against the best guys in the world.
And if it's a war he wants, it's a war he's gonna get. Come see me in the middle of the octagon, I'll be right there. Let's do it. Let's see who's the first guy to step back.
Is there anyone else? Therefore, let's go! And now! I learned different tonight, but it is what it is, you know? You win, you learn. And I learned a lot, you know.
We know you will be back. We know you'll be back better than ever. But do you feel that your future lies in lightweight, or do you think you're going to go back down to featherweight where you still hold the title?
Just a month after Max's loss, Alex Volkanovski made waves in the division by defeating the legendary José Aldo.
Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
With impressive victories over both Aldo and the title contender at the time, Chad Mendes, Alex was fired up and ready to make his case for the title shot. He was determined to prove he was next in line.
Hey, well, I'm next in line 100%. I'm the only one who's undefeated in the top 3 now. I should be ranked number 1. Let's set it up.
Volkanovski would appear to be hard to deny, now 7-0 in the UFC.
But that opportunity wouldn't come next. Just 4 months later, Max was set to defend his title for the second time against Frankie Edgar, a former lightweight champion and a formidable opponent.
A lot of people, they think success is a straight line. No, success is not that at all. Success is something that you keep grinding for. The last fight didn't go our way.
Holloway had his moments, but Dustin Poirier exits the ATL as the new interim lightweight champion.
A champion is not judged by how he can handle the highs of the highs. True champion is someone who can see a low point in their life and they come right back up.
Max Holloway!
Hey, a king gotta defend his throne. Come see me!
With all contenders dealt with, and only one standing in his way, the epic showdown was finally set to unfold. On December 14th, 2019, at UFC 245 in Las Vegas, Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski would go to war.
Review of the decade, and man is the MMA leader blowing it out tonight.
As great as Max Holloway is, this, I believe, is his toughest challenge as featherweight champion. He could be the guy.
First round, fight, you ready? Fight, you ready? Fight!
Beautiful jab by Holloway. There's another good look. That was another really heavy low calf kick.
2 rounds down, challenger certainly competitive tonight. Holloway with a late flurry. Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway go the distance.
The winner by unanimous decision
Max lost by decision and relinquished his title, but in his heart, he believed he had won that fight.
I felt like we was doing enough, but there's three guys, opinions that matter the most, and them three didn't choose it my way, so at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, we be back. I'm only 28, guys. I'll be back, and we'll be ready.
Max would face Volkanovski again the following year in a highly anticipated rematch.
This is a rematch for the UFC Featherweight Championship. Alexander the Great Volkanovski taking on the former champion Max Blessed Holloway. Alexander Volkanovski is in the building and trying to leave Fight Island the way he came as the undisputed UFC Featherweight Champion.
Oh, that was good. Oh, that's an amazing combination. Look at this, wow!
Holloway really diversifying the attack here tonight. Oh!
Man, he's down again.
I was able to clip him a couple times, you know, I did my job.
And Max Holloway certainly believes he has done enough to begin a second era as the UFC Featherweight Champion.
I thought I did enough. The world thought I did enough.
Maybe one round for Volkanovski.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Max.
Controversial it may have been.
All that matters is the three judges sitting octagon side, and they went the other way.
After 2 losses to Volkanovski, the second being a controversial split decision, it was a tough pill to swallow. But Max knew in his mind he was an undeniable champion, and he didn't need the belt to prove it.
You know, it stinged a little, but I'm still here. I'm still me. You know, don't cry over spilled milk. You know, you mop it up and you move on. All I knew was I just gotta keep fighting.
Let's go, 10 seconds.
Whatever number guy I have to, and they can't deny him.
Max was set to face the highly ranked featherweight contender, Calvin Kattar, known for being one of the best boxers in the sport.
The ultimate goal.
I mean, there's going to be lots of confidence for Max Holloway that distance Holloway covers with his combinations.
Oh, man.
Max Holloway looks as good as he's ever looked right now.
His hands look quick as hell.
Oh, that was a good right hand.
He attacks the body there.
Listen to the commentary team.
The best boxer in UFC, baby.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
I'm the best boxer in UFC, baby.
Right hand.
Oh my goodness.
No fighter in UFC history has attempted as many strikes as Max Holloway has tonight. 6.
Max Blessed Holloway.
To beat the best, you gotta beat the best, and the best is blessed. They can come after me, baby. Let's get it.
Max had completely outclassed Kattar, delivering a performance so remarkable that it was undeniable, earning him another shot at the title.
Whom we all respect and know a lot about this sport, picked Cater to win tonight. He deserves to fight Volkanovski again.
Even with the title shot secured, Max took it a step further. Rather than waiting for Volkanovski to be ready for their trilogy, he faced another contender, Yair Rodriguez, and won the match by unanimous decision.
Victorious today, you'd say he's probably fighting for featherweight gold in his next outing.
If he can beat Max Holloway. Big shots from Holloway. Max is taking on. Oh! Rocks him with the right hand.
Nice. And the thing is, if you're Volkanovski, looking at Max Holloway and thinking, he's not the same fighter I faced last time. This is a whole new problem.
Max Blessed Holloway.
The UFC and Volkanovski could no longer deny him. The highly anticipated trilogy was set to take place on July 2nd, 2022.
Yeah, I think he was. He's like, I saw the guy. The guy looked young.
They get flown in the jet over here. They make me walk all the way over here by myself, get picked up in front of the bed by myself.
I'm just excited to go out there and show the world. He's talking that talk. We're gonna see if we can walk that walk, you know. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, cheers for picking me up in front of the cameras and everything, eh?
In Las Vegas, so the boys are looking pretty good.
Between every fight, we're always getting better. But this past camp, I mean, just it's like he's operating on this other level.
We obviously need to make some adjustments and changes because we want to. I think it was there in the last fight. we just didn't have a chance to capitalize on it.
Do you know what I mean? And that's that. You're gonna have Max. He's probably always gonna be upset with the decision. He was upset with the first decision. And,
We'll find out Saturday night, my friend. We'll find out Saturday night who's gonna turn out.
Oh, Max came to play. I love it. We're gonna see Saturday night, right? Too much.
Saturday night we get to find out.
2-0, baby.
Saturday night
Remember
we get
that.
to find
2-0.
out. And I am the Heat, brother. I am the Heat, brother. You're about to see, brother. I am the Heat, brother. I am the Heat, brother. Let's go!
Official weight, 144.5 for the former champion, Alexander the Great Volkanovski!
This guy, like I said, tomorrow we don't go past 3. Let's get it!
That he needs to really go out there and dominate Alexander Volkanovski.
Champion of the world, Alex.
For the third time, Max lost to Volkanovski. Despite the controversy surrounding their decision on their second fight, Volkanovski still had 2 clear victories over him. But both fighters were miles ahead of the competition in their weight division, setting themselves apart from the rest, and it showed. Max demonstrated this in his next fights, winning by unanimous decision against Arnold Allen. True to his style and being a Max we will ever know, he decided to engage in a trademark slugfest, even while clearly ahead on the scorecards.
Whatever is late in your opponents. Round 2. On Allen's face and time it starts to spread. Yes.
Another couple of big shots and big out of the moments.
And then he did this to the Korean zombie. So, what was next? The BMF. The BMF stands for the baddest motherfucker, symbolizing the epitome of toughness, skill, swagger, and an aura you just can't buy. The current holder of the belt was Justin Gaethje, who defeated Dustin Poirier in spectacular fashion.
About a minute gone by round 2. Justin Gaethje champion the belt.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So the question was, who? Who would be the next contender for this title? When you think of what the BMF belt represents, only one name in the UFC should come to mind.
50 wins between them, 34 finishes, 2 of the best strikers in the sport, 2 of the most durable fighters in the sport, 2 of the most aggressive guys in the sport. Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway, 2 of the all-time greats in their division, and this fight will be 5 rounds for the BMF title.
Both fighters were fan favorites and respected among UFC fighters. Everyone knew this would be a match for the ages. Max would have to step up a weight class again to 155 pounds to contend for the belt. Many had doubts due to his previous encounter with Dustin Poirier at lightweight.
Bringing up the fight with Poirier at the 155 fight, and it is what it is. I said what I said. I said what I said. No excuses. I just had 6 weeks for that camp. This camp we had 10 or more weeks. So at the end of the day, I feel strong. I feel great. I can't wait to go out there and prove. You guys want to see the difference tune in April 13th. You guys see, that saying? The saying that I said if I was born at a different time, I'd probably be a gladiator. And last time I checked, gladiators don't walk around a scale and tell you how many kilograms you weigh.
The former UFC featherweight champion of the world, Max Holloway! Official weight 156! Official weight 156!
manager, Max Holloway, you have been a featherweight champion, one of the greatest fighters in the sport. Tonight you step up in weight, tomorrow night you step up in weight and face one of the greats in the sport, Justin Gaethje, on one of the most historic cards ever. Give us your thoughts on what this means to you.
One word, guys. Tune in tomorrow. Violent. This violent, baby. Let's get it.
On April the 13th at UFC 300 in Las Vegas.
See they fake. I know she seen my account. That shit'll make her hate the fake. That shit'll make her hate the
Great.
Triple header to close out this historic UFC 300. Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, both the full shorts to represent Hawaii. BMF title is on the line. Gaethje in black, Holloway in the floral and white.
It's been a, and boy, it's been a...
Nice spinning kick to the body late in round one. This corner
in the face. Caught him on the nose with what he's seeing. Oh, beautiful.
Oh! Knocked down for Gaethje with a right hand. Oh! Round 5 brought to you by Manscaped. Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, the official electric trimmer of UFC. Visit Manscaped. Finally, in minute 25, Holloway shows some mortality.
Look at this. Holloway just told it. Stand right here. Occasions where he's winning the fight, say, let's just fight.
That's a warrior.
That's
a real warrior. Title fights in 2 divisions. By knockout and no!
While Max had claimed the BMF belt, Alexander Volkanovski had lost his featherweight title to Ilya. With Max's spectacular performance, he earned another title shot at reclaiming the featherweight crown.
Never ever give up. A lot of people said I wouldn't be in this position, I wouldn't be able to be fighting for the featherweight title again, and I'm here. Don't ever let someone tell you cannot do it, or the town you're from is nobody's, or you're not gonna ever be able to get there because you don't have the height, you You don't have the speed. You don't have the stuff. After that Volk 3 fight, people were saying I should have retired. I like to tell myself I'm the world's greatest athlete, but this wasn't God-given. This is hard work. God gave me determination. And he told me, go do something with this, and that's what you can do. You know, at the end of the day, I'm just blessed, man. I'm the BMF, the blessed man forever for a reason, and when it comes October 26th, we get to see who has the last laugh, so.
I'm right here. Let's go.
I just gotta go out there and remind people.
He is so good in so many ways. His octagon IQ is so high. His performances have been fantastic.
Max Holloway is a guy that fights with so much pressure, with so much pace, that if you are not ready and not well prepared, he is going to overwhelm you.
The red belt baby. Oh my, the no-look right hand. On the red belt. 25. Holloway shows some mortality.
Look at this. Holloway just told him, stand right here.
Oh, big connection late. Face first on the canvas. Holloway wins the BMF title.
Oh my goodness. Holloway just told him, stand right here.
1 second.